Oh, Crow, that was rude. Jerks. Now, if that was the mirror, I'm gonna be very sad. I'm very sad now because of that. Hopefully Frog is just sitting right here. If Frog's sitting right here, we're good. Yes! Uh-oh. How did I not die? Oh, no, there I died. Oh, yes, cheese strats. What did I do? Did I break the boss? I guess you can't do that. Don't shoot at me. No, I said don't shoot at me. Because you have to get ready for blind and everything. Oh man, I missed my duck. That's all X is good for. Is using his small size. Oops. Yeah, sure, I insult X and then I hit spikes. That's just how it works. Oh jeez, get out of my way. That's where all the trolls were. I don't even know what I just did there. That was it? This is usually the part where I started dying. Yeah, like that. That was exactly it. I don't think I've actually posted a speedrun time for that, but I did time it, and I want to say my best time on that was like 26 minutes. Haha, you tried to shoot me, but you couldn't. I missed again. Right after taunting. Go! Okay, so now I can die at the boss. This is farther than I expected. Oh, well, there, you gotta jump there, don't ya? But Contra's so fun. Made it? Nope, guess I didn't make it. Alright. Oh no. Biscuits. So Paradox Cave had lots of defense. How did I miss that? That's the easiest bomb jump in the game. Nope, jumped too early. Definitely don't have it. Alright, now we can jump. Break these. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, look at that clutch. Uh-oh. So much for that clutch jump. I wonder if I can kill that thing. There we go. Oh. Apparently I was not close enough to the edge to make that jump. Oh, that was a nice... Oh, two nice tosses. What an arm by that. Right, good evening. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to camp. Welcome in Iori, Fun, Gordon, and lead counselor Retronook. Hope you're all having a great day. We are back to Friday the 13th on Wednesday nights on Wednesday after two weeks off. Wow. I know I was yawning a lot earlier, but apparently my brain is also foggy. Well, yeah, we've got Friday the 13th is back. I've got one challenge that I had written down that I haven't done yet, the Mother's Day challenge. And after that, we'll get into wheel spins. I should probably make sure I've got the wheel ready to go. Because if you have the wheel minimized for too long, it does not like that. Oh, Bucky O'Hare is incredibly difficult, but it's fair difficult. Like, when you die, you restart in the same room, so it makes it very easy to... Well, not easy, but it's a lot nicer to figure out what you're doing wrong as, say, a game like Battletoads, where the difficulty is completely artificial, in the fact that it's so much of the game is memorization, you've got to go all the way back to the beginning when you game over. So it's like, okay, I have to play for 40 minutes to get back to the spot I was to memorize another little section of the level and then die and then come back and do 40 minutes again. If Battletoads had just given a proper continue system, it wouldn't be considered a difficult game. It's not up there with the likes of your Bucky O'Hare and your Ninja Gaidens. But that's a rant for another day.
Like a bidet of evil.
It is also a bidet of evil, that is correct. Such a good line. Buffy is a great show. But yes, the Mother's Day challenge. For this, we can only use the female counselors. It's basically kind of like a spin on, what's it called? Girl power, only we have to also beat Pamela. So we're gonna take Debbie, since she's Debbie was actually our first counselor, which was nice. Oh, that's right, she takes 4 kills. So let's see, we need to go left here. It's very nice when that Debbie happened to spawn in this one, because Debbie is going to be our day one. If we're going to be fighting Pamela, you want to be using Debbie on day one, just because she's so much slower, and it's really difficult to... When Pamela's moving a little faster on the other days, it can be kind of a pain to actually kill her when you're also trying to worry about where she's gonna move and you go too far to the side, but she moves faster than you, and it's a big problem. So we are going to use Debbie on day 1, Laura on day 2, because Laura also sucks. And then day 3 will be for the queen, for Crissy, the goat. Good evening, Jacob. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Alright, now hopefully this isn't a horrible counselor layout. I'd really like to be able to get that torch. Nope. So he's gonna be attacking Crissy. But I can, since she is one of the viable counselors for this, I can switch to her. Thankfully that wasn't Mark, George, or Paul. Ugh, Jason. Hey Silvers, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. It would be a lot better if Jason would give enough time for Debbie to actually do something here. But unfortunately, he's being a huge jerk. And next, he's going to be hitting Paul. Yeah, that one was pretty bad. Do I even have time to go and grab the torch? That's right, I also have to go beat Pamela. I like to think that they use names from the movies. Like Chris and Debbie, obviously Chris Higgins from Friday 3 and Debbie from Friday 3. Like, I think the main thing though, it's not so much as naming it after counselors from the game, but it's under 6 characters. I think that was the bigger thing. Yeah, there were definitely some issues with that game. We can't do that. We're gonna have to swap to Crissy again to go save the day. so difficult to get to just try. I mean, maybe I should have just picked Laura on day one. Got the torch there with her, and then just passed it to Debbie and tried to do day two with Debbie. That might have worked better. Yeah, I'd like to think, it seems like before the motorcycle accident, Mark from part 2 was like really, he seemed like he was really athletic. None that I really know of. Like, this is a very unique, like with the way they did everything, it was very unique. Oh good, Paul's all the way over there. Like, there's not really any other games that are similar. Yeah, I think in hindsight, probably should have just picked Laura for day one, just to get the torch in a much faster way. Goonies, yeah, Goonies has some similarities. Uh-oh. Bad knife. See here, if this was the Game Boy Color game, we'd basically be dead because we dared to try to go into the cave. And he's going to be attacking the kids shortly. And we're going to leave the axe. Is there... Where are... Crissy's over there. That's... And Laura's here. That's, all of our playable counselors are really far away. So it looks like, unfortunately, we are going to have some kids get, some kids that'll be toast here. Yeah, I gotta be careful not to downgrade my torch. Actually, Debbie made it back in decent time. We're gonna have most of the kids alive here. Actually, we didn't even need to buddy crow. Jason stops flying across the lake at 32. He'll pop up at 42 and 32. No, it's 43 and 33. 43 and 33, I think. You can tell it's been a couple weeks because I've already forgot that. I mean, this game, it's... Like, I like to think of this as early survival horror, too, because there's just... Not many other games had... Like, the creepiness factor, the jump scare, like, that just level of tension and dread that you get in this. That could be good. Where did I get Debbie's key? Was her key in the forest? Yeah, the fact that they did everything in this with the hardware limitations of the time, too, is even more impressive. It was the forest? Okay, thank you. That makes that a lot nicer. Okay, Laura's over there, Debbie's here. I mean, I don't like running all the way over there with Debbie, but at the same time, it makes more sense to, because we need Laura to be by the cave, so she can do her part. Fester's quest was a good one. I've only briefly played it, but I really enjoyed what I played, and it's Addams Family, which I also like. Though I prefer the Addams Family... Is this Laura? I prefer the Addams Family Nintendo game, like just the straight up Addams Family, not Fester's Quest, not Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt. Just the normal Addams Family game a lot more. Alright, that's fine. That's right, the key is in here. Whoops. That's fine, we got plenty of time here. Now on day 2, on the 3rd swoop right here, she'll do a double. And then it's gonna be, then after another 7, she'll do another double. But if you're going in here with a torch, you got more than enough time to just completely destroy her. Laura's horrible jump almost caused her to miss that and fall into the pit. Hey Jet, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Right now we are doing the Mother's Day challenge. It's kind of like a little play. Oh, there's a key right there. That's good to know. It's kind of like a play on the Girl Power Challenge, but instead of just beating Jason, we also have to beat Pamela each day as well with a different counselor each time. Yeah, I should have done day 1 with Laura. Then if we got lucky and Debbie started over by the cave, it would have been a lot simpler. I've never actually played Addams Family Pinball, but I would love to, because I love anything Addams Family. Welcome in Atma, welcome in Jeremy, hope you're both having a good Wednesday. There we go. Oh, I was actually just about to leave. Nice timing on the jump scare, Kyoto. Welcome in, hope your Wednesday's going well. That was like probably within a second of when he actually popped up. Yeah, I was actually just about to turn around and head for the door because I didn't want to sit here looking around for him in a large cabin. Hey, Dimension X, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, I do remember a Big Bad Wolf challenge. I don't remember specifics on it. I remember there being one about that. Oh, it was the most successful pinball game ever? Okay, Crissy over there. Ugh. Is Crissy in the cave? Yes, she was. That's pretty cool. I'm glad that Addams Family still gets that. Like, they still get the props for that, and people... Well, I mean, granted, that was probably a long time ago, but still. There we go. Unfortunately, he is gonna attack the kids by the time we get done with Pamela here. Now, Pamela Day 3 is a little different. Her pattern is 2, 3, 2, 1. That's the number of dives she's gonna do. So this is 2. Here comes 3. 2. And then 1. And now she'll just keep repeating that 2, 3, 2, 1 over and over again, but she's already dead. So she doesn't need to do that. And now we are just going to make a run for it. Go get to the kids. And then Jason is on the cave route now, so we're just gonna chase him to the cave. Well, speaking of Addams Family, yeah, it's 33 Jason's gonna pop up. Okay, it was 33. Now, I don't know why I said 32. I should have. I'm the one that did the save states and ended up figuring that out. You'd think I'd remember it, but no. So here you want to dodge when Jason leaves the corner. If you do 2 dodges, both punches will miss you, and then you can hit him as he backs up. Or you can do the long dodge, which is when he stops in front of you, you've got 4 frames, so about 1/15 of a second to dodge, and if you time it right, both of his punches will miss you, and then you can easily hit him. Yeah, the track star is definitely saving the day here. Yeah, the Addams Family, for me, my favorite was always the ones from when I was a kid with Raul Julia and Christina Ricci and Angelica Houston, Christopher Lloyd. Like, those were my movies. Did I not catch him in time? He might be gone. Oh, no, he's not. He's right here. And unfortunately, that knife on the screen means we can't do the nice dodging, but here we should be fine. That's 3, 5. Twitch, why are you doing that? Thank you for the 70 chaser. Let me manually play the alert because Twitch is being a giant butt again. I don't know what you'd think. With Twitch's own alert system, it would actually play alerts more than 50% of the time. That really irritates me.
What did one ocean say to the other ocean?
That might be...
It's just wave.
That might be what you have to do here, because, well, what I really need to do is just take a couple hours and move all the bit alerts over to mix it up, so this stops happening. Case pack of sealed Friday cards? I didn't know that someone had anything like that, but that sounds awesome. Alright, so there is the Mother's Day challenge. Thank you so much. How did that one play? Thank you so much for the 100 bits fun, much appreciated. Is that an alert on here? Why does the general one work, but the 70 doesn't? This is so confusing. That worked.
Everything all right? Yep, 2 corpses, everything's fine.
Thank you so much for the 2 chaser, much appreciated. I don't get it. Do I have to have the alerts window actually open on, like, the alerts tab open to get them to actually play anything? I remember the pinball machine I always liked as a kid was the Super Mario Brothers one, because if you got all the targets or whatever, they'd let you do that little game where you jumped over Goombas and pits by hitting the flippers. And I always thought that was a lot of fun. But I suppose let's go check out the wheel now. We got one challenge in. The wheel is off-centered. There we go. Welcome in, Sunseeker. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, he looks more drunk than actually injured. 6? And I think the complete in box copies only go for like maybe a little over 100, if even that. 10K seems really pricey, but all you gotta do is find one person to play it, to pay it. He's definitely questioning a lot of life choices here. There's the wheel. Hey, it did the Buffy Will Patrol Tonight one. Alright, so with the wheel here, we look for 2 spins that combine into one big challenge. Quick shot, that is boo. Some challenges can't be paired together, so we respin. Alright, quick shot and 3 stooges. So if you're not familiar with the quick shot controller, that is this. It's like a flight stick. There is actually a Laura-only challenge I did a couple weeks ago. It was called Laura Saves the Day, and it was very sad. Hey, Jason, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. All right, let's see. All right, but first, we have to figure out who our three stooges are. And we have a random counselor selection for that. Our first stooge is Debbie. And our second is Mark. Make a note of this here. Debbie, Mark, and Paul. Thanks again for the 70 chaser, much appreciated. It worked that time. Laura sucks. See, even Phoenix says it. Phoenix says Laura sucks. I object to Laura's existence, but thankfully we don't have her in this one. They do like to get these wheel spins, or the random selection does like to give me Laura a lot, though. It really likes to throw Laura in there. Oh, that's a bummer. This one's gonna be, we're gonna have to start out with a slow counselor again. I don't have a mirror down here. I mean, I could, ooh, that was a good one. Good misadventure. Nice pull, Jacob. All right, so we got our quick shot. We gotta pick Debbie to start with. That's gross, and she's all the way over there. So basically we have to switch counsel, it's kind of similar to the last one, a different counselor every day, but we don't have to beat Pamela, we just have to beat Jason. And unfortunately, Debbie, having to play as her, she is way over there. I guess we can just head back this way. I apologize in advance for anyone's ears. The quick shot's very loud. Hurry up, Debbie. We got places to go. Oh, I guess I'll grab that key. And there's still time. That is a beautiful Gigantify. It's giant Laura being pointed at because she's taking a nap. I do need to do a run with this. I was up at Game Trade in De Pere and I got myself a nice NES Max. Yeah, my wife and I drove, it's a little bit of a hike from where we live, but we wanted to go to a Mexican restaurant that we really like by Lambeau. And Game Trade is kind of in that general vicinity. Oh, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Well, I used one at Chaser's house last month, and the NES Advantage, if you use the outer ring, like if you use the little, you can control things with this black ring right here. That controls great, and it's got the nice diagonals, but that's also no fun. You want to use this thing that is terrible in the middle, the red one. So I completely forgot about that until just now. I should probably try a NES Max run next week, and that's just gonna go horribly. So I remember when I was using that last time, it's just, you can't it doesn't respond to anything you do. I should have checked to see where the other counselors were. So he's gonna be attacking Mark next. What am I doing? I mean, it's definitely, it was so sensitive to everything. But then, like, I tried to get myself to run forward or dodge, and it was just like, I don't feel like doing that right now. We're taking a break. It's like, I just want you to do the thing. If I do this, Mark is gonna die. Maybe? Oh no, that's right. He's in the... Mark is not in... He's in the worst... Unless... Maybe it's been 90 seconds. Oh, thanks for the note. Fun? Who would you like to say that? Let me make a note of that here. A note. All right. Just updating my notepad sheet here. All right. Jason's favorite food is noodles with Laura. All right. I should hopefully... maybe have that done tomorrow? If not, maybe this weekend. But those don't take super long to make. Yeah, Mark is definitely, he's in trouble here. Even if I get the chance to... Oh wait, no, this was the torch note. Yep, that's not good. Oh, it's been so long, I don't remember. Maybe... Where is it? I have a thought. Where'd they go? There it is. Alright, so there... Okay. I'm gonna try something that... Let's see. What? Okay. We might have it. Run faster, Debbie! I couldn't remember the path through the forest off the top of my head, so I had to pull up one of my old maps. like, if I'm just going to get all of the vitamins in the forest, that I still remember how to do. But getting through the forest from one end to the other, I didn't remember how to do that. Hey Matt, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. That was way too close. I keep forgetting there's a slots machine on Stream Avatars. Yeah, Mark is not in great shape, but thankfully we don't have to do anything with him until day 2. And by then, he'll somehow magically get fully healed. That's not great. Oh, this dodging isn't working great either. Mark and Debbie are both covered in blood right now. And I was really kind of hoping... Whoops. My goal here was to do path fights and mash. Wait, where? Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to get the vitamin. Well, I guess we can still grab this one. I went the wrong way. If I would have went to the left, well, I would have potentially ran into Jason too, but... Because Jason moves to the left in the cave. Actually, I think there's a third vitamin. There's a vitamin right here just to the left. I love the fart command on Stream Avatars. That nice little cloud. Oh, yep, there's the kids. We're fine, though. We've got the buddy crow. So if you scroll the screen in the opposite direction you want to go, the game tries to put the crow in front of you. At dusk, the crow spawns before any zombies. So if we want to go to the right, we scroll to the left, and then the crow blocks zombies and Jason from showing up on the map. I do not remember ever seeing a zombie in a Friday the 13th movie other than Jason himself, if you consider him a zombie. I gotta move the keyboard. We gotta hold the NES, we gotta hold the quick shot. Whoops. I had Tina's dad, that's true.
Burn to the ground!
Nice shot, Dimension X. No, stupid dodge. There we go. A little easier when I can actually hold, like I'm basically pressing down really tightly on the quick shot so it doesn't move, and I can actually get the dodge to trigger. They're not great. I'm like, if I still have to, like, I have to physically hold this thing down really tightly. There's a battle royale. Oh, that's right. I think battle royale was the thing I wanted to. I was gonna make Jason for, or made that was the raid boss, so people could fight Jason. There it is. Whoops. Well, there's one vitamin. And there's no one here. Biscuits. Let's see, we got 2 more vitamins over here. I'm not really worried about needing vitamins for... Like, well, I'm not gonna need any on day 2 for Mark. Oh, I went in the... Oh, wow, I have got really rusty in this. I was going in the complete wrong direction. Ketsu blade. That sounds very... How would you get a grip on that thing? Congrats on the win, Matt. Yeah, the TV, there was the TV show. There was a whole segment on that in Crystal Lake Memories. Nice dodging, Debbie. I'm sitting there saying it's her that's nice dodging her, but it's actually me that's not dodging properly with the quick shot. Gotta really, like, smash down on this thing to get it to do the dodge. See, we still got 3 vitamins. Okay, this should be a fight to the death. Uh-oh. Now, whose death is another thing entirely, because this is not working well. Smash it down. No! Oh, I hate the quick shot. Okay, that is one fail. I was really trying to smash that too, but it just didn't register. This is a better starting spot for Debbie. He's gonna hit Paul. No, wait. Oh, this might actually be a really good setup here. Hey, Chris, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. We don't have anyone on the cave loop for a oh, no. Laura's down there. But Laura is not one of our required counselors. We can just let her die. And I think I might do that because I do not want to. Well, if I could have. There's so many things that, like, so many what ifs on that last one. The main one being that I just couldn't get down and left to register on the quick shot. A Joy-Con? Wait, what is he? Oh, that's Paul, and that is a required counselor. This is... Where am I? This is why I hate playing as the slow counselor so much. Nice job on the slots. Okay, so now we've got to haul Debbie all the way over here. She's so slow. Oh, this is gonna be this is a cabin fight where I'm only gonna be doing 1 bar worth of damage. Not holding down the quick shot hard enough, apparently. Okay. We want to go back this way. What? That is not where I wanted to go. There. Now we can get that torch again. Yeah, I could see that something like that in Big Bad Game-a-thon, not Gang-a-thon. Sounds like Celebration by Kool and the Gang. That's Laura. We don't care about her. She is not part of this, part of the challenge team. Fire will damage Jason the most. Sure, we'll take that. Alright, got another vitamin. I mean, I could still... no, I don't think we can make it there in time. But Debbie's got enough health now where I can hopefully at least get Jason on some path fights there. Yikes. Yeah, there's like so many games like that that like we've just like no one's really heard about up until... I mean, that's how I got introduced to Ghostline, was I saw a YouTube recommendation for it, and I thought it was Dragon Warrior 4. And we still even made it in time. I mean, that's a very... I really want to eat sushi. If it's about eating sushi, that seems like a pretty accurate game title. Dodge. There we go. As long as I don't... Like, the problem is I'm not holding the controller down tight enough with my left hand. So if I'm not holding it tight enough, it doesn't move the flight stick part far enough to actually register that I'm hitting a button. So yeah, we're not even gonna bother with the cabin fight here. We're just gonna do this. What? It's not done? I thought that was the end of day one. And I should, if there was something I could get to hold it in place, like if I didn't use this table for other things, I could technically like super glue it to the table. Alright, that was day one. Day two is Mark. Okay, he is right there. This actually might not be bad. We can potentially pass it to Mark. Jason is gonna be hitting the forest route after he goes out, after he hits the kids. And we should hopefully be able to get through this fast enough. Where he'll attack Debbie after. Hey Remy, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Oh, not a problem. Real life always comes first. Sushi Soul Universe. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Katamari. We can get here before the 43. Bam! Alright. Now, the real question here is, can I die? Oh, geez. No vitamins, a quick shot, and a potentially faster Jason. Got him! Oh boy, that was way too intense. I mean, you only get 2 shots at these challenges, so if I screw this up, then that's it. That's we're done with this one. We have to take the L and move on to the next. Oh, caught up to him. Okay, ooh, okay, Debbie, you're gonna leave. No! I was trying to get a path fight. That's like a 1 in 12 chance or 1 in 11 chance that he's waiting at the door. Okay. This is, taking that hit there. Uh-oh. Got him. Okay, that was fine. My plan was to try to wait for him in the forest, and like, I think I can mash him down before I die, but I wasn't positive, and then the game's like, yeah, you didn't even get a chance to figure that out. What? Paul, you were just here. Why did I kick him out of that cabin? He went all the way across the map. Now Mark is still here. There's a vitamin that'll pop up right in here. And I really want that. Actually, I should probably think about grabbing a knife, too. I don't know. I don't remember if I think it just shows the year for her. Where was Mark? Oh, Mark is. Ugh. You know what? I'm grabbing that torch first. Hey, sweetie, one sec. All right. What are you doing? Is that a game?
No,
It looks like a jelly.
Called weaving.
Oh, it looks kind of like a jellyfish there with all the little strings sitting down. You want me to show it?
I made it at art.
You made it at art?
You turned it off.
Okay.
Oh, the wrong way. Down. Yes.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a jellyfish with all the strings hanging down. Or like a dream catcher.
It's called weaving.
It's just called weaving.
Yeah. You need yarn.
Oh, look, that's neat. Love it. It's cold, or did you say it's golden? Like K-pop Demon
Said it's
Hunters?
cold.
Gold.
Cold.
Cold and gold both have OLD in them.
Cold.
Thank you so much for the 100, Chris. Much appreciated.
Donate.
That's 100 bits for your art.
This is for the art.
They want to know how your arm is.
A bit.
A bit? 100 bits is $1. That's how your arm was.
Good.
Yep, she actually has to go to physical therapy tomorrow to start trying to get range of motion back.
So did Daddy.
Well, I go to... Oh, that's getting a lot closer. She can't touch her shoulder or straighten out that arm still. And I have to go to physical therapy for vertigo. That's no fun.
Vertigo.
That means I get really dizzy, and
I know.
unfortunately, it's not the ear crystals one, so they just have to make me really, really dizzy a bunch of times to try to retrain my brain to not be dizzy. Oh, your big sister's calling. Tell her to come down here and say hi.
She heard.
She heard me say that and yelled no from the top of the stairs. She did not want to come down here. Oh, this thing says, glad you're doing better. Can you say thank you?
Going.
No, right here.
Like it.
Can you say thank you? Yes, but I was talking about this one. It says glad.
you.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think she's coming back down. I just don't know what your sister wanted.
Mommy, what is...
Oh, the dogs were upset that they weren't down here.
They love that.
I mean, it's almost 8 o'clock. It wouldn't be beyond her to ask if she could have a friend over. She asked if she wanted to have a friend over until 8 last night. Like, it is a school night. You're not having a friend over until 8 o'clock. One sec.
Don't you dare.
Alright, love you, sweetie. Night.
You too.
Sleep good.
Sleep good.
Yep, last day of school is next week, Wednesday.
Yay!
She's very excited. Yeah, I've heard, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but there's someone I watch regularly that says that's dog water a lot. Yeah, like hot dog water to me would be, why am I... Oh, we're just getting... Wait. I need to be playing as Paul. This is day 3. Yeah, day 3. That's right. I remember what was happening now. I have no backup health, though. Oh, we got 1 vitamin. I still don't trust it, though. Okay, good. That was a 10 hitter. Okay, that's 8. Why am I doing that? Yes, we need to grab these vitamins. Yeah, the quick shot is not making this easier. We're just gonna bypass this one for now, because there's another vitamin right here. Now, as long as we don't get door blocked again. Hey, gamer guy, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Oh yeah, this is such a good game. It's unfortunate that it got the reputation it did. If they would have just explained how it works better, it would have been, I think it would have been received a lot better. I know the immortal glitch, but I've never got to a day 4 or anything, or never heard about a day 4. The NES Advantage I actually haven't, I've been doing really well with the NES Advantage lately. That one's a lot easier to hold in place though. Like with the quick shot, well, we should be fine for these path fights with the quick shot. Yeah, there we go. Challenge completed. Now I can put this thing away. Hopefully do something with a proper controller. I haven't had quick shot in a while though. Usually if it gives me a different controller, the wheel wants the NES Advantage. So after some interesting stuff, Immortal's actually 9 times health. He gets 864 bars total. I do have a speedrun on that though, 39 minutes and 31 seconds for a full Immortal run. Which I was very, yep, it's, yeah, he gets, when you revive him, he gets 256 extra bars. I'd love to see more people, I've never done 2 days worth of like 2 extra Immortals in a day. Hey Cream, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. But I've done, well, I guess I usually, when I do an Immortal run, I do Immortal once on each day. But there is one where I've been considering just trying to do like kill everybody else, get myself like the sweater and as many vitamins as I can grab, and then just keep doing keep making him immortal and then starting over and over again to see how long I can go before I die. Because that would be kind of fun. But it'd also be one of those things where I just kind of have to stare at the TV until my eyes get blurry. Alright, so next pair of wheel spins. Stone only, okay. I was like, maybe it'll give us Immortal, but we can't do Immortal and Stone only. There's not enough time. That looks like it's a Pixel and Dead Rising, and we cannot do Dead Rising with Stone only. Oh, that is just mean. My favorite controller is this one right here, the NES Dog Bone. Okay, I usually do Immortal fights on the path just because they're path fights are a lot nicer. There's so much, you can do so much more damage on Immortals. Well, and in general, you can hit him a lot quicker on path fights. Unfortunately, my favorite part of path fights, the jumping and dodging, is not going to work here. We've got... Oh, I should move this back over now that I don't have to... See, we had stone only and no jumping. Yeah, the path fights, it took me a while to get used to them. And there's still... Things can go south on a path fight really quickly. Oh, TikTok, very nice. Oh, welcome in, Vegas. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, path fights, it's just a lot of... if you face away from him and jump over his head, well, hopefully one of these challenges, it's a lot easier to actually show than walk around. Well, I do go over that. I've got a couple YouTube guides that go over, like, everything I've learned about this game. And I go over them in that. I'm gonna pick 2 counselors to be our fight to the death ones. Okay, we got Mark. Since we're not jumping, we can use anybody. Ugh. Disgusting. Okay, so we're gonna kill everyone but Mark and Laura. And of course, there's no one else that's in range of the... What do you call it? That's in range of the abyss. Ah, the original misadventure. Yeah, this is basically, it's cabin fights to the death. We're gonna kill everyone but 2 counselors. So then every fight we get into is a fight to the death. And then we're just gonna wait for Jason to get into cabin fight. We're gonna do 160 rocks and it's gonna take forever. But at least I can use dog bone. Because the dodging is a lot nicer with the controller that actually works. And that works. There's multiple places to watch, so just go to whichever one you feel like. Yep, we're doing a little bit of a... Well, this is kind of like a mini conga line, only we're not actually avoiding it. We're just trying to let them die. Come on. Just... Well, no, they'll be dead before he gets to any kids. But I don't know if either of them are in range. Where are Mark and Laura? Oh, Mark is in a great spot. Sorry, Crissy. I know you're the GOAT, but unfortunately... Hey, Kays, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Hurry up. Alright, now we are in fight to the death territory. We're just gonna run. Now, Jason would normally show up at 43 and 33 seconds, but we're just gonna... Mark's one ability that is better than Crissy is his rowing. Welcome in, Bowsette. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. So now that we're in fights to the death, we've just got to do this for 160 rocks worth. Because the game really wanted to give me a pair of challenges that were full of sadness and fail. Well, if that, you couldn't, Mortal wouldn't even work with that, because you need to be on a path to make Jason immortal. Why was I not even dodging there? It's like, if you make him immortal, but you can't jump, there's just, even if you've got all 14 vitamins in the sweater, which you wouldn't be able to get without jumping anyway, you just can't do enough damage to take down the 256 bars without jumping. You need to be able to block the damage yourself somehow. Well, I guess you could technically... Well, no, because you... No, you can get him immortal and go into a cabin, and he'll be in the cabin. But I never actually studied enough to see how to force that to happen. Well, if it's a lot easier on day 3 because he has no changes of speed or anything like that. So it's a lot more, I guess there's a lot more rhythm to it. I mean, day 1 isn't that bad either. Day 2 is the most annoying one because he goes between the 2 speeds. Yeah, like, if I get hit at all on a cabin fight, regardless of day, I consider it a pretty substantial failure. Like, that's why I like path fights so much. Yeah, it's not, once you figure it out, there's not a lot, like, you know what to look for. But there's also, like, your timing window to keep him in the right pattern that you want is still pretty small. And he can go into what I call, like, where things snowball, where he goes into super rage, and he just wants to basically barrel you over. And that's my favorite part, is trying to, like, especially on, I mean, day 2 is definitely the hardest path fights, but day 3 is when things can go really off the rails, and that's where it's most fun. Which is why I was hoping when it hit stone only, I'm like, sweet, I can do a day 3 path fight with stones. Because day 3 path fights are my favorite part of the game. And then the wheel was like, no, we're gonna do no jumping instead. We're gonna give you double reds. Yeah, I could... Well, I don't even, I have this on my flash cart, but this is my childhood cart, you know? Well, thanks for stopping by, Gamer Guy. Hope you have a great rest of the night. Get a good night's sleep. Watch out for Freddy. Barely, still got a lot left in day 1, and this is the fast cabin fight. Whoops, that was way too early. I'm so used to the later days where I'm dodging like he'd be moving a lot faster. Oh, Jason masks? Those are... I've got the retro one, I've got a PVC one, I've got a couple foam ones, but probably nothing as cool as like a custom-made one. I think Jason would probably have a pretty good, he'd probably do pretty well in Castlevania. Two, three. So we've got 24 hits to go. And then it's going to be a lot of standing around and waiting. Because it's, I think, around a minute 55, if I remember right, for Jason to make a full lap around camp. So unless he runs into our other counselor... That's 9 hits to go. Oh, the blue one out, with the blue, I don't know what you call it, like the blue marks on it, the Roy mask always, I mean, I'm so used to the red marks on the mask, so the blue one always looks so off to me. But I mean, I understand they did that to differentiate between Jason and Roy. I don't even know where he was, but there's only a 25% chance he's in the forest route here. So we've got time. Instead of running through the zombie and taking damage, why don't we just run to the other side of the lake? You can't get me. It's so nice to use a counselor that can actually move. Alright. Let's go, Mark. Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. Jason did just lose to a guy with a terrible throwing arm and a rock. Oh, wow, this is like Noodle Fest here. We've got 2 characters that we're playing as right now that both have absolutely horrible throwing arms. It says Noodle Fest 2026. Thank you so much for the resub, Cream. Much appreciated. Enjoy the ad-free viewing, enjoy the emotes, enjoy the counselor badge. I can talk, I promise, sort of. Come on, Jason. I did not even see that crow coming until like the last second. I'm glad I had the controller like this. Hey Jason, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, I would always I'd see Jason's name as a cabin when I was a kid, and I would get so tense. Like, he's gonna jump out and scare me. I know he's there, he's gonna scare me. There we go, finally. I promise this is just 52 ounces of water. It is called a Bubba keg, but there's no beer or any other kind of alcohol in there. All right, day 2, 160 more rocks. At least you can see his health bar. That's the only thing that cabin fights have over path fights. You don't have to worry about potentially trying to count hits or anything like that. Well, I mean, I did have that Immortal Deadeye once, which was... Honestly, aside from the God Run, that's probably the combination I'm most surprised that I got. Because 864 hits on Jason alone, not counting zombie kills or anything, without missing a throw. Like, I didn't, as soon as that combination popped up, I remember being like, this isn't gonna happen. It's just gonna be a matter of how far I can go before I fail. And then it ended up working out. Nothing is ever gonna top the God Run. Hey Brendy, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, there's just so much they didn't explain with this, and I mean, they still haven't. Like, you look in the manual, and a lot of stuff the manual says is either misleading or just plain wrong. Or maybe just, I like to think maybe mistranslated. Because like they say, wear the sweater and Jason won't harm you. Well, that's completely false. He will still damage you. You just take half damage rounded down. So instead of 5 damage, you take 2, or 7 damage, you take 3. It's so powerful. I don't really play a whole lot of I'm assuming that's got to be a modern game. I don't really, aside from like 7 Days to Die, I don't really do a lot of modern stuff. I do love 7 Days to Die though. Really waiting on 3.0 to hit. And that's probably not going to be for like another month. But I should be through the Resident Evil 1 and 2 by then, so maybe I'll do some 7 Days. Oh yeah, I wouldn't, wait, what game is it? Is it, oh, it's a Wii game? I don't know if I even have a Wii still. Things that might sound weird out of context. I'm pretty sure we still have a Wii over with like my NES cleaning supplies on the shelf over there behind the TV. We do have a Switch 1 and a Switch 2. Oh, that's right! I actually got the limited run Jaws game on Switch came in. I gotta do that. Maybe that'll be something to do after Resident Evil. Since I had the any percent world record for the Jaws speedrun for about 9 months, I figured I really should try the expanded version of that. Plus, maybe that does well enough and they do a limited run version of this with an expanded version on this game, which would be absolutely incredible. And maybe they could just add the graveyard that's in the bottom left of the map that I really want to know what was planned for. I mean, they probably wouldn't have the original developers, but they could figure out something to do with it, I'm sure. That was an early dodge. We're still in the lead though here. We've got more health than Jason does. Yeah, when I had to replace some batteries on some of my old games, like I had no idea what to do. I brought them into one of the stores around here. He's like, yeah, I just gotta solder them. And I'm like, oh. And it took him like, I think maybe 10-15 minutes to do 4 batteries. And like with the battery replacement and everything and all the work, I think he charged like $5 a battery. I was expecting it to be like $30 a battery. It's so cool that we've got 4 different shops that sell retro games in the general area here. And actually, I gotta talk to Rob, Retro Gamer Rob. He's also streams on Twitch. He owns one of them. And I gotta see if maybe he, like I have pads to fix controllers, like my old dog bones. I bought a bunch of like the controller pads, but I used one of my old childhood controllers that was not working well, just to test it to see if I could do it before I started trying to work on like the dog bones, because I had an old brick that I always used as a kid and I made it worse. So I'm like, I'd rather let a professional do this, and I know Rob will like fix pins and stuff like that. So I'm like, I gotta ask him one of these days in the stream, like, hey, do you, if I have the pads for NES controllers, are you able to put the new pads in? Yeah, it's like the stuff that goes under the buttons. Oh yeah, I played Dread. Dread would have been probably my number 3 Metroid game if they took out the Emmy stuff. The Emmy sections just brought like a 9 out of 10 game down to like a 3. I love the exploration, I loved everything else about Dread, but then they just they force you out of the stuff that I enjoy and make you do this stupid little mini game. where you get chased, and that just drove me nuts. Limited run nightmare would be really cool too. Yeah, the silicon things. Yeah, I have like the fancy screwdrivers and stuff. Like I take apart my NES carts when I clean them and everything. But for some reason, maybe I could do it again if I tried the controller a second time, if I tried to fix it a second time, or I tried a different controller. Oh. We can't jump. That sucks. I was trying to get to the lake there, and I didn't know what route Jason was on. So he was clearly going to the cave route, and we just crossed paths. That is such bad luck. So now we're just gonna have to take it nice and slow. I don't want to accidentally jump here. Because if I accidentally jump, then we have to go back and restart the entire run. I'm actually going to go to the left side, to the right side of the lake here. Because if we go to the left, we could end up running into Jason right in front of the dock. So let's get the zombie over there. Yeah, I ran into Jason on a path, and I couldn't jump because of the challenge rule. Now this makes the random selection picking Laura even worse. And honestly, let's think about this from the kids' perspective. I think they'd probably prefer to see Jason than Laura walking in the door here. Hey Desert, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. I did. I was watching that. I was upstairs watching that on my phone because I'm in Slack's channel a lot, and they posted, "Hey Slack's doing a video with Carl," and I was watching that, and I had mentioned that I had about 8 minutes left, but I had to pause it. I was originally planning on watching like the first 5, and then coming back to it later, and like, this is so interesting. Listening to Slack and Carl talk about people faking damageless runs, and then Slack had mentioned, "Oh, you'll enjoy the end of it," but I didn't see that message because that was on Discord. So I'm sitting there watching it on my phone in the living room while my wife's drinking her coffee, and all of a sudden, "Holy crap, that's me!" And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm in Carl's video." And she's like, "Who's Carl?" Like, he's a speedrunning guy on YouTube. He's got over 1 million subscribers. I'm like in a little tiny section at the end about people that actually do legitimate damageless runs. And she's kind of like, and I'm like almost pooping my pants because that was so cool, completely unexpected, but like one of the big highlights of my Friday. Yep, as in, is it Jobs? Is that how you pronounce it? Welcome in, Coconut. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. I almost said Monday. Yeah, like right at the end of the video, he like talks about, I'm guessing, like, I don't know if it was him or, I know, I helped Slack a lot with when he got this perfect game on this. There was like Skunky there was a lot of Ninja Turtles and Skunky. And, like, there was a bunch of like other people that had done damageless runs, and I had a little clip of when I was still going for my first damageless speed run in this. Oh, Jobs with a T, okay. Jobs. Yeah, it's so cool. Like, I've been watching his videos about speedrunning for years. And then to I mean, that was so, it had my old, like my really old overlay before I made this one. Lorelei was walking around on the camera, so that was really cool. So yeah, Lorelei, it's been, let's see, I think Saturday will be 1 year since Lorelei died. I think like I was sending like links to it to a bunch of my friends on like I've got there's a Discord server I'm on with some real life people that I know, and I didn't think about the thumbnail was basically calling out people that fake runs, and one was like, wait, is this guy saying that you're cheating? I'm like, no, I'm at the end where it's talking about people that you should watch that don't cheat. Or don't, well, not cheat, but don't try to pass off, like, Taz or save state runs as, like, full legitimate. And I'm like, so that was so cool. I really need to put I have another Lorelei clip that I want to put in there, where she's sitting on my lap and she tries to swap my glasses off my face. I have no idea why she was so fascinated with my glasses, or even when my oldest daughter was a toddler. Well, not even a toddler. She was like, maybe between 1 and 2, she went through a phase where if she was sitting on my lap, she'd always want to take my glasses. Yeah, we went from a 4-cat, at this time last year still, we had 4 cats in the house, and as of last week Friday, now we have no cats in the house, but we still have the 2 dogs, and I can't really... Lorelei was 2 months and 2 days shy of being 20. Zelda was 20 years, 2 months and 2 days. Carly was 17 and a half, and Bella was 18, so we had 4 cats that lived very, very long. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but it's also, I mean, most people, like, we have some friends, they've had 4 cats, and all of them were around 14 when their cats died. So the fact that we got 7, like, our youngest was 17 and a half, and our oldest was, I'd say 20 years and 2 months is a pretty good chunk over 20. Yeah, that's the thing, like, I'd prefer that you're, like Slack was talking about when he gets Metal Gear damageless, or flawless. There's a room at the end where the floor damages you, but he figured out a way to do it by pausing the game in rhythm. And he's like, and I'm just gonna put right there in the title that I used a metronome on this, because there's, like, for me, I'm very upfront about that stuff. Like, if I play a game, if I'm playing something on a flash card, or if I'm using save states, I'll put flash card save states. But I don't have to do that much, because, like, for me, if I'm doing something that I can play on original hardware, I'd much rather be playing with a real, like, I've got my NES is an RGB modded top loader. So I'm playing on an HD TV, but I have a RetroTink 5X Pro that I've got everything cut through. But I like it takes me back to my childhood. Playing on a TV with original hardware with the actual controller in your hand. Like, that's why I got for like the route matrix stuff that I do for Mega Man X, I got a USB to Super Nintendo controller converter. So I can use a legit Super Nintendo controller. That was a really early dodge. Oh, sorry to hear that, Cream. It's such a difficult time. I know a lot of people, like, oh, it's just a cat there, but, like, yeah, some cats, like, Zelda she liked me and she didn't like anybody else. But she also really wasn't like a lap cat or anything. Whereas Lorelei was my shadow. I still, to this day, sometimes think I'm seeing her walking by my bed down here to come up by the TV and jump on my lap. It's like I still see her sometimes. It was probably a few months ago I had a dream where her and Zelda were still around, and that was really cool. Cause like I was lucky enough to realize, hey, this is a dream while it was happening, and then like it was a little more special than it just being like, oh hey, the cats are here, and not really thinking much of it. 22, that's really nice. I know I saw something about a vaccine someone, I think it's in Japan, is developing that they said could be ready as early as next year. That does something, because so many cats die of kidney disease, which is what happened with Zelda, Lorelei, and Bella. They all had kidney disease. And it's supposed to do something where there's something with proteins on the kidneys that don't work right, and it's supposed to fix that issue. So like domestic cats could potentially live up to like 30 years old then. And it's like, also, if you get that, there's going to be so many people that aren't going to be getting more cats, and there's going to be a lot more cats that need homes, but the ones that do have cats are going to have them around longer, hopefully, if there's no other issues. So but we'll see. I don't know how accurate any of that is. I haven't talked to our actual vet about that. It's just stuff that I start seeing online because our technology listens to us, and it starts like serving ads and everything about that. Like my wife, she was really struggling. Like Lorelei was my shadow and Bella was hers. It's like earlier this week, it's like Tuesday especially was a really rough day for her, but she's like, I'm so used to having Bella jump up on my lap and sit with me for a while during the day, and like she doesn't have Bella sleeping by her in the bed. I mean, she's still got the dogs. I moved an old footstool over so the dogs could lay next to her while she's working. Because her office is upstairs and mine is down here. Still not done, but I mean, right now Laura is unfortunately a very heavy favorite in this fight. We got less than 15 hits though. God, this is starting to hurt my eyes. It's not great either when you've got vertigo that you're going to physical therapy for, and then you're just staring here and watching all this. Oh, nice. Do you do anything for like cat birthdays or cat gotcha days? I know, like, we didn't know Bella and Carly's official birthday, but Zelda and Lorelei's was July 1st, 2005. Like, I met them the day they were born. My girlfriend at the time, her family's cat had kittens, and Zelda and Lorelei were part of that litter. It's like, I think it was Zelda was like doing the drunken kitten stumble in my hand. Like, just little tiny thing, and she was the first cat to get out of the little box that all the kittens were in and start exploring, which is why her name was Zelda, because she was brave. I'd much prefer Laura with the L, but we'll take it. Alright, new challenges. Thanks for the GG's, Bowsette. I don't know what we can pair with Immortal here. Thanks for the GG's, Jacob. Immortal and Immortal. Double Immortal. Actually... Thanks for the GG's, fun. Do I try a double Immortal? Thanks for the GG's, Jason. Or do we do Immortal and Deadeye? I kind of want to try 2 immortals. Like get to day 3. And then if I can, when we finish day 3 and Jason dies, we make him immortal a second time. Yeah, let's try a double immortal. And that's what the wheel told us to do. The immortal glitch revives Jason with an extra 256 bars of health. If you're on a path fight and you leave the screen as Jason's flashing when he dies, it underflows his health and gives him 256 extra bars. So it wants us to, no, but this one I have to use Mark and Crissy. I can't use any slow counselors. So, there's a lot that goes into an immortal run. I want to collect all, oh yeah, I'm glad we're not doing Deadeye here, because I want to get the sweater. So in addition to collecting every vitamin we can find, we also want to collect all of the knives, because if you're in a path fight, and a knife pops up on the path fight, you might as well just not even bother, because you're trying to avoid Jason, you're trying to avoid a knife, it just doesn't work. So we're gonna grab this, we're gonna start the torch process right now. Yeah, Kaza, hope I'm at least close on that. Welcome in, hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, this is such a good game. Like, I wish they would have explained it better, because then I think it would have been received a lot better too, but Jason, what are you doing? I think my, God, what was my any percent time? It was 254 and like, it was a couple frames shy of a couple frames under 255. Wait, what am I doing? We can just let him kill Debbie. Yeah, so first things first, we're gonna get all the vitamins out of the forest. Thanks for the jump scare, Cream. Alright, so now we'll go there, then we'll turn this way, we'll get this vitamin. If there's 2 up paths in the forest, one will take you to a cabin, the other one will take you further in. If there's 2 down, one will take you further in, and the other one will take you out of the forest entirely. So that's kind of a nice little trick if you're ever trying to get out of the forest. So here we want to go up into this one, and then there'll be 2 more vitamins here to the left. Yep, once you get like an item, once you get an item with 1 counselor, it's not available for the other ones. So like there's only a total of 14 vitamins you can get. I'm not gonna dig the one way out of the cave. Yeah, sure, we'll grab that. Like, I never bother getting the second one out of the cave, but we'll get the first one. Let's see, so we want to get the vitamin over here. Uh-oh. Jason, can't you see I'm busy? Whee! Yeah, I just want to grab this one. We'll rescue this batch of kids. There's our buddy crow. Now Now, if the crow wasn't here, Jason would have came across the lake at 43 seconds. Because he'll hit at 43 and 33 if he's not blocked by a crow or a zombie. We're going to be downgrading the axe shortly. Because I need to go pick up all the extra, what do you call them? All the other knives. Actually, who's he attacking here? Okay, it's not Mark, so we don't care. I'm only interested in keeping Mark and Crissy alive, because they're the only two that can actually do the damageless path fights. Yeah, usually, it's nice to meet other people that still play this game. That's not the right direction. Like, usually I'll try to, if the schedule allows with the kids and everything, usually Wednesday nights are Friday the 13th nights. And if there's a new, like, a community challenge request, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll do our double wheel spins where we combine challenges. Normally, if I get a repeat, like the two immortals here, we'll just, we'll respin. But I was just talking earlier about trying to do a second immortal. So why not? We'll see how this goes. We're only going to do the second immortal on day 3, though. I'm not going to try to do a second immortal on day 2. Or day 1. That's just going to take too much time, and it's already... Like, a normal immortal run, like speedrun time on that was, for a full immortal, 39 minutes and 31 seconds, I believe. Say, I know there's another knife in here. I think that's all the knives we should have to really worry about getting. Actually, there might be one more over here. Probably won't. We'll probably be hovering around the lake once we get everything. All right, let's see who that is. Perfect, it's Laura. Jason's killing another counselor we don't want. So now the challenge becomes we can't do cabin fights with Immortal. You have to be on the path because you can't make Jason Immortal when you're in a cabin because you can't leave the screen while he's flashing. You know, that was really dumb. Did I leave another knife somewhere for Mark? Did I leave this one? I did, okay. Good. For a second I was like, wait a minute. Alright, who's left? George is way over there. It's like, I need to make sure that I can get another... torch with Mark if I need to. Did I pick up all the keys, though? No, there's still a key in the cave. I can go get the key in the cave if I need to. There is a key in the cave we can grab. So now once George dies here, every time we fight Jason, it'll be a fight to the death. I mean, I suppose I could have waited to do that till after he got through this round of kids, but that's fine. So Jason's gonna be running up through the forest. Yeah, I'm just gonna be using Crissy the whole time here. She's got a better throwing arm than Mark. And she's our final girl. So once we get hopefully I can survive through... Okay, oops. Well, I should have jumped there, but... We've got the map, the exit right in the middle. Yeah, Jason's gonna just basically be all smoldering, and it's gonna smell... Well, he doesn't necessarily have a lot of hair, so it might not exactly smell like burnt hair, but... I thought we might have had it. Whoops. I'd really like to have... I gotta be careful, because I don't want to use vitamins here. So there we go. Now he's immortal. We have 255 hits left before we end day 1. I've already lost count. But day 1 is pretty quick. All things considered. Whoops. That was awful. Just gotta get into the right rhythm here. Maybe not be so aggressive. That's better. 6 hits and 1 pass. That's what you want to see. Whee! The worst part about day 1 is how slow the axe moves. There's so many times where he throws the axe and I just jump into it. Yeah, this is gonna be, this is basically gonna be the next, for the most of the next 45 minutes, probably. Actually, not quite 45, probably I'd say maybe 40-ish. I mean, no, it'll be longer than that. Because there's still, if we're doing double immortal, like, normally when day 3 hits, I've got the sweater, I just mash him down for the first half of the battle and get, like, 180 bars worth, and he's 3/4 of the way dead by the time I'm low on vitamins. But we can't do that here because we've got to do a full 256 bars for Immortal. Just to get him to the second round of Immortal. Well, this is the part, like, this is what I really love about this game, is these path fights here. I mean, they're a lot more fun on day 3. Day 1 is just kind of there. And the goal with day 1 is always, hey, let's not use any of our vitamins. Like, I have no doubt that I am going to be able to do a double Immortal. I just hope that I can have enough left to do a mash down at the end. Oh yeah, this game is, it's been an obsession of mine for a very long time. Like, as far as I know, there's only 4 people that have a documented no-hit run of this game, and I'm one of 2 that has a God run. Me and D-Tysonator. A God run is a stone-only run where no kids die, no counselors take any damage, including the inactive ones. So basically, Jason shows up in Crystal Lake, you kill him with only stones, and nobody needs a first aid kit. That one took, I think, 25 streams worth. And I don't think I'll ever get another God run. But that was one of the, probably up until maybe the Carl video, the highlight of my Friday career. Like, I think I've currently have the speedrun record for low percent, which is basically just a stone only. I've got the perfect game, and, well, damageless is kind of the same thing. Damageless is just inactive counselors can take damage and kids can die. Perfect game is nobody can take damage and no kids can die. But yeah, if there's anything you've ever wondered about this game that you're not sure of, I'm always happy to share what I've learned. I could talk about this game for ages. Hey Gunslinger, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. The wheel gave us double immortal, which was something that was just being kind of talked about earlier tonight. It's like, let's do one immortal run on day 3, and then we'll leave the screen, and then we'll try to do another one. Gonna have to be really careful when day 3 gets going though, because I don't want to be like, usually with day 3 you're in a corner or you're not necessarily near the middle of the screen, and I don't want to be stuck and like not react quick enough and not be able to re-immortal Jason a second time. Yeah, to figure out these damageless path fights, when I decided I wanted to learn low percent, I spent literally, it was 3 weeks, several hours a day, just doing save states, trying to figure out the different patterns and everything, how to avoid getting hit on path fights. That's a vitamin, that sucks. Now we've only got 12. Because I didn't want to do, like, yes, I could do cabin fights, stone only, but that's just so slow. And if it's supposed to be like, if I'm doing a speed run, I want it to be fast. There's an airmail. I ended up I know I can get, I should go back and try to lower that time. Right now I've got a 15:58 for low percent. And I'm guessing I can probably get it down into the maybe 14.5 range. Yeah, it takes so long. Crissy, why? Oh, like, that's fine. He's attacking the kids. We're okay. Thanks to the GG Bowsette. Yeah, like, even in Friday 6, he went up to the cabin with Nancy, and then he left. So he didn't actually kill any of the kids. Alright, so Pamela, we're gonna grab our sweater here. For day 2 Pamela, her third dive is gonna be a double. And then after that, it's every 7 is a double, but she won't be alive long enough to do 7. Don't even think it's worth getting the pitchfork for day 3. And now let's see, which route was he on? Ideally, I'd like to catch him as he leaves the kids, so we can maybe save another batch. Oh yeah, we're fine. Now it really doesn't matter what route he's on, because we're going to be able to just go wait on the left side of the lake for him to get back. Alright, here we go, day 2. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gotta do 32. 10 should not have been that aggressive. This is when the path fights start getting a little more fun. 16, 18, 22, 25, 27, whoops, 30, whoops, I was off. Okay, so now we got 255 left. We got the sweater. And I've already lost count like 3 hits in. You can pretty reliably do 2 hit passes on day 2, but you always want to try to get 3 if you can, because that every 2 then, if you can do that twice, you're saving an extra full pass, and that can save a ton of time. I definitely did. And what happened because of that? Crissy got an axe to the face. I have failed her. I mean, the kids were innocent. They didn't do anything. Yeah, it's a really cool... That's actually what started the whole challenge thing. That I do was, one of my mods, Bedwell Blackburn, had mentioned that, like, for a while it had been listed as, oh, it soft locks the game, you can't actually finish it. But he's like, he had said he had heard a rumor that it gives Jason 256 bars, but no one had actually, that he knew of, had actually tried it, and I couldn't find any information on it myself. He was like, well, if anyone's crazy enough to actually grind that out, it's you. And I was like, that is 100% accurate. So like the next night, I got save states, went through and like, okay, you can kill him. It is 256 hits. So then it became, well, what if we did that on all 3 days? And we made an immortal challenge, where instead of having to do 96 bars of damage to Jason, you're doing 864. And then I had so much fun with that, and then people started suggesting other like they'd think of something, like a fun little way to try to make the game harder, just to keep things fresh, do a little twist on things. And then now we've got a whole wheel full of them. And I've like got a playlist with, God, I don't know how many are on there, but there is a lot of different challenge runs now, and I absolutely love it. Except for Quick Shot. I don't like Quick Shot. And I'm not gonna like the NES Max. I have a feeling that one is gonna drive me crazy. Unfortunately, I probably will, once I do the next NES Max run, I probably will put that on the wheel as well. That's gonna be a red, though. That controller is absolute garbage. Well, if it's fine, it's really good if you use the black ring for your D-pad, but the little red nub in the middle is just so bad. Like, I couldn't get myself to even walk forward when I was using it. It's like, why am I randomly stopping? I'm just trying to run. Gotta remember, this is day 2. I don't want to make him immortal a second time on day 2. We want to save that for day 3, especially if we've only got 12 vitamins left. Yeah, immortal runs are so much fun. Especially if this is the thing you like if you like trying to do hitless path fights, this is the way to go. It's such good practice, too. Like, you can make him immortal and then go into, like, if you leave a path or something, go into a path instead of a cabin, you can get away from him and then you can fight him in a cabin, too, if you want. But you have to do a path fight to make him immortal, because he has to be flashing on the screen when you leave. I actually asked the guy that owns the retro store I usually go to around here because it's closer to my house, about a U-Force. He said he's had 2 of them in 10 years. So it's nothing he sees regularly. He's like, they had a chance to buy one a couple months ago. It was like, it came with the complete in box and everything, but the box was in terrible shape, and it's like, well, the box was in such bad shape where he didn't feel right about charging someone more for a box that was in that bad shape. So he explained that he's like, I can't resell, with the box being this bad, I can't resell this and ask someone to pay more for it, so I'd be willing to give you what we paid for a loose one if that's something you're interested in. The guy that owned it said he'd rather not part with it without getting a little extra for the box, and that's fine. That works. They've gotta, everyone's gotta be comfortable with their price. I've always felt that store has been more than fair. Like, he's who I sold my NES collection to when I had to sell that. Because at one point I had 464 carts on the shelf behind me. And I went in that expecting to get like maybe $2,000-$3,000. And like, I sent him the list and everything. And he's like, out of curiosity, what were you hoping to get out of this? I'm like, well, I'm hoping to just get maybe, ideally, $3,000, and he just started laughing. He's like, you're gonna get, I'm gonna give you a lot more than $3,000 for this. And like, he's who I sold the bulk of, like, all my old, like, at one point I sold basically every other system worth of games I had to buy more NES stuff, and he's who I sold basically everything to. Yep, if you get to 1 or 2 counselors left, or if he has 7 bars of health or less left, he'll fight to the death. So that's the reason, like, I killed everyone but Mark and Crissy. Was if you're trying to do an immortal run and you're chasing him around the map, it can definitely be done. Like, that's how I did my first immortal runs. I wasn't comfortable doing fights to the death, because I'm like, I'm not going to be able to survive this. But I was comfortable chasing him around the map and like going into cabins and doing a couple free cabin fights here and there. I think that first immortal run took almost 2 hours. But if you do fights to the death on the path, you can cut that time in half easily. Because he can't run away now, he's stuck. And he might think he has the upper hand here, but really it's Crissy. Yeah, I could look at eBay, but like with something like my understanding on U-Forces is they're very finicky. And I don't know if I'd, like, even if one worked when someone sold it, I'd be worried about it still working by the time it got to my house. So it's like, I trust the people in the retro stores that I go to. Like, if they have one, I know it's going to be tested and I'm going to get what I paid for. Well, I did get a non-working power glove from one of them, but when I bought it, they told me up front, like, hey, we're 99% sure this thing doesn't work. That's why it's sold for, that's why we're not asking much for it. I was like, hey, I don't necessarily want a power glove to use. I want one to have on my shelf. I am not doing these jumps right. You gotta wait till he's stuck in the throwing animation. When he's stuck in the throwing animation, then you can clearly jump over his head. If you turn too early, he backs up, and that's what's happening there. Oh, day 2. Yep, I actually did that last run a couple times. I would kick them out and then let get a path fight. Unfortunately, that was when I was using the quick shot. He still decided to door block me. And doing cabin fights with this monstrosity is a big problem. That's like, I just wanted to get out on the path and mash. Even though the mash isn't that good on a U-Force, G-Force, that's a video card, on a quick shot. Alright, day 2. Thanks for the GG's, Bowsette. It has ink? I got my, oh, it's right here. Yeah, here's my non-functional power glove. I should see if I can find one that works. That'd be kind of fun to try to use for a run on this.
Sorry, Debbie, no Mercedes this year. We have to set an example.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I was told, oh, thanks for the GG's, Kaza, Retronook? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I could have sold stuff on eBay and probably made more, But I'd always told the guy that owns that shop, I'm like, look, if I ever sell my collection, you know it's coming to you. And I knew he'd take care of it. He'd, like, the people that go to his store are gonna be... Oh, crap. Okay, this is gonna be really difficult to get... I should have been a little more careful. Now we've got to get to that cabin door. Well, I guess if we do it this way, we're hitting him in the middle of the screen. But I'm gonna have to get back to that cabin door to make him immortal. Well, at least for this time. It's possible he'll be gone after this little route, and I can just get him immortal a second time in front of the kids. Yep, day 3 is going to be 2 immortals, hopefully. Assuming I didn't get too far off to the side and I can't get into this cabin. But I think we're probably... I also don't want to just crouch and mash his fate. Well, maybe I should. Just for the sake of making sure. Or I suppose I could just do it like this. Whee! I could just hit him when I'm on this side of the screen. We don't throw when we're over there, and then we just hit him over here, so if he dies, we're right next to the cabin. I think that's what we do. Yeah, day 3 is, when I was grinding out the God Run, this was like all I was doing. I had to figure out the biggest problems I had with the God Run were when Jason first appears on day 3, he can either run at you or he can stop and throw an axe. He can stop right away and throw an axe, or he can run at your face and then back away and throw. It's like, that part gave me so much trouble because I didn't really, there's no way to manipulate which one he does. But then I found if you stand a little bit to the left of the middle of the screen and you let a zombie tell you he's coming, there we go, and you let a zombie walk off the screen so you know he's there, you've got time to react, so if he stops and throws, you're a little bit further away so you can jump, and if he does the run at you and back up, then you're fine. But there's also these weird little patterns he'll get into where he just starts kind of following you, and figuring out how to break him out of that rage mode, that was, I thought he was going to be a little further down, but we're fine. Now we've got what we need in the middle of the screen. We've got our cabin. So now we've got 255 more, but like if he's running at you, you can jump partway over his head and stand still like that, and I don't know why, but that breaks him out of his rage mode. That's at least what I call it when he's trying to charge down your throat. And then if he runs at you and doesn't back up, you can jump towards him a little bit, and that'll force him to throw the axe. But generally, if he throws and he gets stuck in the throwing animation, you just jump over his head, and then hopefully he just backs away and throws the axe. But well, I mean, this is fine too. Like that. That's generally what you'd hope he does. Oh, he was dead at that point. Like, that's how you make him immortal. If he's flashing when he's dead and you leave the screen, then it underflows his health and gives him an extra 256 bars. So now we're just doing this for a very long time. Oh, I actually have one. It's on my YouTube channel. I believe it's called the Definitive Guide to Friday the 13th NES. And it's like 50 minutes. It covers everything I know about this game, including things that aren't, like, there's a couple things that like one thing with how the lake works, with Jason only appearing at 43 and 33 seconds left on the timer. Outside of my YouTube guides, I don't know if I haven't found that information anywhere else. So there's like that, and like little tricks on how to navigate the forest and how to find everything in the forest. I haven't found that anywhere else either. like a clean route through the forest to get all the vitamins. So like I wanted to get all that information out there, because I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm 43, I'm in good health, but if something happened to me and all that, and I didn't have a guide like that out there, a lot of that information would just be gone, and there wouldn't be a place for other people to find that. Yeah, I had a couple comments say that they had watched the other guides, and there was stuff in mine that they hadn't found anywhere else. Which I mean is good. I want that stuff out. I want people to have this information. Selfishly too, I found that when people learn how this game works, they end up really enjoying it. And I have this really unrealistic goal to kind of reverse the stigma on how this game is viewed by people. And if the more people that learn how this game works and then they play it, they're like, oh, this is actually a lot of fun now that I know what's going on, and like I know how Jason moves around the camp, I know how item spawns work. Exactly, it was very ahead of its time. Like Atlas just, they killed it, no pun intended, but I don't know if it was mistranslations or if it was a decision that was intentionally made to make things vague and cryptic, or like to have a manual that doesn't explain anything. Yep, that's what I've never actually tried to do a double immortals before, so things could go completely off the rails if I do it. At least I think you can keep doing immortal as many times as you want. But this is something I've never actually tried, so assuming I remember to actually duck back into the cabin at the end of the day. Like, I know a lot of people, like, they look at this game, I've had people question, like, oh, why do you like this game? Like, oh, I just find it a lot of fun. And they're like, oh, I think this is one of the worst games ever. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What's some of the things you don't like about it? And you can tell they've never actually played it themselves. They're just quoting AVGN's video. And AVGN's video isn't even, it's comedy. It's not serious. There's interviews, or there's a panel where I saved the link on YouTube for it, where James admitted that he actually likes this game. But that's not good content, and his video on this game was hilarious. I almost fell out of my chair laughing when Jason forced him to put the cart back in. Yeah, I mean, Coconut, when we had that, I think we did the 169 community kills, we would have been up all night if you didn't you did so many on that. Didn't you have like, I think you had at least 40, I want to say maybe it was even over 60? Like, I would have been up till midnight if you didn't pull so much weight on that. I've been trying to get, like, none of both of my kids and my wife have no interest in chess. And man, I loved playing chess when I was younger. I mean, I would if I had, like, more to play against. Yeah, those community events are so cool. And then Looking for Giants made the community hack, which was something I never knew that I wanted to be a playable character in a video game until she sent me a message and say, hey, I added you in Friday the 13th. And then changing Jason into Giant Laura. And that's just gold. Like, as a kid, I figured out the fireplace. It's a use the torch to light the fireplaces. I figured that was the lighter. But I didn't realize you didn't have to light every fireplace to get the torch. So I was like, what's the point of the flashlight? I mean, yeah, I know it lights up the cave, but you get the torch and the flashlight at the same time. not realizing that you didn't have to light every fireplace to get the torch. And I didn't know about the quick torch until I was an adult either. So me doing a playthrough of this as a kid was get usually a torch the long way with Crissy, Mark, and Laura. And then I didn't know Jason had a set route or anything like that. I was terrible at cabin fights. So it was just kind of pray that I could get him out of the cabin if he attacked the kids. And then it was force the counselors outside so I could do path fights. Hey Chris, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday if I didn't say that earlier. Yeah, there's just... Yeah, I wonder if that was like a text limit. Like they couldn't put lighter, so they put torch. I mean, it's like so many other things, like the manual saying this: if you wear the sweater, Jason doesn't harm you. Again, half damage rounded down. He does harm you. Yeah, this is like one of those games I love going into. Like, if I see someone playing this, I'll go in there. I won't really, unless they're like legitimately asking for help and not just asking questions like just kind of to themselves. I just like to watch how people approach the game when they don't know what's going on, because that helps me, like, okay, if this is something people are struggling with, is that something I can make a quick guide for, a quick tutorial that'll fill in some gaps that people have outside of what I've already made. I know, like, this is I see a lot, like, where I've watched a couple people play this, and, nope, you don't, anyone can get the sweater. It was actually, did I... No, wait, no, that was the first run, that was the, Mother's Day challenge. Yeah, you can get it with Mark, George, Paul, anyone can get it. There's also a common misconception that if you light a fireplace in a cabin, a large cabin, Jason won't go in there. And I actually thought that one was true too until... it was not too long before I did the definitive guide. I was just playing and I don't remember why I was lighting fireplaces. But I went into a large cabin, like, oh, Jason's there. I always thought, I had heard that if he's in a large if you light the fireplace, he won't go in that large cabin anymore. So finding out that that was another thing I thought as a kid, I mean, I didn't really go in large cabins other than as a kid to fight Jason. I did it to light fireplaces. But like once you learn Jason's route, you know where and when he is. If you're following him, you know when he ducks into a large cabin. You can test that. And I wasn't even trying to test it at that point. I just fell into it. Like there's just... Ever since I learned that Jason had a set route, I was like, okay, that just changes everything in this game. I need to try to figure out more. And then figuring out more was never enough. It was like, okay, I've learned this, now I want to figure out how this works, and then it's like, I want to learn everything there is possible to know about this game. And we got really lucky with running into Rossi. He's the one that made our race percent ROM hack. His partner Pandemonium was learning the speedrun for this. And if you ever want to learn the any percent speedrun, PGH Guitar Guy has an amazing guide for this game. It's like a 20-minute learn, but he covers everything that you could put, like the whole, how the any percent route works, how Jason, like what you do if Jason gets away on day 2. Yeah, just chasing Jason around camp is so much more fun than waiting for him. I mean, that's what I like to do. I mean, I love stone only runs. I should really do, like, next time I get stone only, maybe, well, depending on the challenge combination, But maybe I'll just do one where I follow Jason the whole time, instead of just doing fights to the death if it's early enough in the night. We'll just do one of the old-fashioned follow Jason runs. Because that was, I mean, that's how I learned so much more about his route for the God run, was just, you're doing stone-only runs, you're following him, you have to make sure nobody dies, you get to all the counselors within 20 seconds so they don't take passive damage. No kids can die, you basically start with rocks and you just follow Jason. It's like there's some spots where he'll appear twice on the map if you're really close, twice in a row. Yeah, I think I did the math on a stone-only immortal. And see, that'd be 5 times. At very best, you're probably looking at like a 3-hour run. And I think it'd be significantly longer than, well, actually, let's see. Normal immortal run is 864. And a stone-only immortal would be that times 5. So we're looking at like well over 4,000 hits. And it's... yeah, for especially immortal, like I've got the... for stone-only, for just a normal speedrun, I've got a 1558 on that. And I think I could definitely get it down to around the 14.5 mark, maybe closer to 14. But it's still, that one is 480 hits, I think. Yeah, 480. It's 160 rocks per day for just a normal stone only. Which is about 480. It's a little over half of what an immortal run is. But you're also not worried about, like, you don't have to worry about item spawns if you're doing stone only either. So you don't have to worry about trying to pick up all the excess knives and anything like that. You just go. It would be interesting to see a Pamela, like, you probably could do a Pamela sprite, just like swap one of the other counselors. She wouldn't need to be that huge. Hey, Underground, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, these jumping, hopefully these jumping sounds aren't bothersome, because that's all we're gonna be hearing. Oh, crap. Okay. Can we double immortal him? This is, as far as I know, the first time. I don't know of anyone else that's actually done immortal runs, so maybe someone else has tried this. But as far as I know, I'm the only one that bothers to do this. We've still got 12 vitamins, barely took any damage on a day 3 immortal. Will he come back? Yes! We are in an infinite loop of Jason. Okay, so now that we're not this is just double immortal. Now, do I want to do a mash down until I have like 3 vitamins left? Because I've got 12 vitamins, we could maybe use 8 vitamins worth. I think every vitamin use was like, how many hits was that? Maybe 7 or 8? So that'd be 56 plus whatever damage I can do before. So yeah, let's do a mash down. Try to shave a bunch of time off of this now. Because my butt's falling asleep here. Misery percent. Yeah, let's do it. 60. Oh, maybe it's 13 per vitamin. That was 1 vitamin. 2 vitamins. 3 vitamins. 4 vitamins. 5 vitamins. 6 vitamins. 7. 8 vitamins, okay. So we had 60 times 8. We're probably looking at 160 hits there. So I'm guessing he's down below 100 health at this point, maybe even closer to 80. Yeah, that is basically... Jason, you gotta think of how much rage he must be feeling right now. Because he's just sitting there launching axes at Crissy's head, and she's just like, nope. I'm just gonna keep chugging this little thing of fruit punch, and I'm gonna keep burning you. Can you imagine the smell at Crystal Lake right now? I mean, this is over 1,000... We've hit Jason with over 1,000 torches by the time this is done. He's basically just burning hair and skin. Yeah, this is nothing. This does make me... Like, one of these nights... I should just do a... like, a total endurance run. Where we just see if I can do a whole night of this. Like, I get the sweater, I get my vitamins, I get my torch, and then I just see if I can spend like an entire 2 hours without dying on Immortal Path fights. And if I can, then maybe we try it without a sweater. Like, granted, I only took, I think, what was it, like... Let's see, with the sweater, maybe 4 hits through that entire Immortal. It is kind of disappointing with how... Like, well, I shouldn't say disappointing, but I've definitely hit the point where I don't really have to think about what Jason does on the path fights as much. I just react to what he's doing. Which is what I wanted when I was doing the God Run. Like, that's why I spent so many hours just doing these path fights over and over, because you don't want to get most of the way through a God Run and then get hit right at the end. Like, I think the night I got it, I had a one-hitter where I forgot that he showed up like twice in a row on one place, and I was running forward, and he did the stop and throw, and I did not jump in time. Oh, I think actually, even a Jason Hug would only do 3 damage with the sweater, but I've still got, I think 4 vitamins left if my count is right. But I don't think we'll be using another vitamin here. I always like to give myself a big enough buffer just in case I S the bed. Or like I drop my controller or something. Which I'd hope I wouldn't drop the controller, but stranger things have happened. It's like, well, a lot of times I'll go down to 3 vitamins. Maybe we'll, when we get to, I like to, for some reason I like to mash when I'm facing right, but... There we go. So that probably saved another full minute worth of time here. Now we've got 3 vitamins left. Yeah, no one wants to see, oh, well, yeah, he's dead. So there we go, a double Immortal run. That was fun. Usually it's so rare that the wheel gives me the same spin, because I mean, let's look at the size of the wheel here. Oh, it's not there. There. This is how many challenges are on the wheel. I mean, there's a lot. And the fact that it gave us Immortal twice in a row. Thanks for the GG's, Chris. Thanks for the GG's, Sunseeker. Fun. Bowsette. Oh, thanks, Akaza. Yeah, well, I still think D-Tysonator's better than I am at this. He was doing all this stuff, like, he was doing God runs 10 years ago. Actually, I think it was more than 10 years ago. But to be able to have done every challenge that D-Tysonator has done that's what I wanted to get the God run so I could finally, in my own mind, I could be like, okay, I am as good as he is at this game. Not all games. I mean, he's the one that did Mike Tyson's Punch-Out blindfolded. I can't even beat Soda Popinski without a bunch of practice. D-Tysonator, I don't think he streams. I haven't seen him active in a long time. But I would love to talk this game with D-Tysonator. Because there's so many things that he could probably, like, there's probably things that questions I haven't even thought of that I feel like he could answer. Thanks for the GG's Dimension X. Mikaza? Ugh. Yeah, he's just, like, the first time I saw him do the first time I saw him do a God run, I was like, so he's gonna go through the whole game, no one is gonna get hit, no one's gonna take passive damage, no kids are gonna die, and he's just gonna use rocks. And like, what's the point? And then like 2 minutes later, I'm just like staring at the screen throughout the entire run. It's like, it was just like, I saved that run when I was trying to learn stuff about the God run. Like, I would watch that and be like, okay, what does he do in this situation? How does he get through the South Forest and stay on Jason's tail? Like, I watched his run so much just trying to figure out, like, because, well, I wanted to learn more. And now I've also got a God run. But to me, I still like, yeah, he hasn't, I don't think he's done an Immortal run because I don't think we knew about the Immortal glitch at that point. But I have absolutely no doubt that if D-Tysonator wanted to do an Immortal run, he could probably pick up the controller today after even if he hasn't played the game in 10 years and drop an Immortal run like it was nothing. But just to like be at that point where it's like, okay, I've done everything that this guy who I've watched so many videos of and studied his runs has done. That was that, and I wanted to get the God run while I still had both of my cats. And thankfully, Lorelei was only around for like, let's see, I think that was maybe 2.5, 3 weeks after that. I'd love to try an Immortal race. We need more people to do Immortal runs, though. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just, I think I'm the only one that really does these that I'm aware of. Because I just like, it's not exactly the most exciting thing to do when you're just sitting there repeating the same thing over and over. It's like, hey, let's do 25 minutes of path fights. Which is basically all Immortal runs are. But I suppose I should head off to bed. I gotta get up in 7 hours for work. This is an Immortal run where you revive Jason and with 256 extra bars. That's what we call an Immortal run. That's basically what I was doing here. Yeah, I know, Looking for Giants was looking at trying to start doing low percent Bedwell Blackburn might be able to, like, do that. I know, Slack didn't learn path fights, he just did cabin fights, and, Popcorn Cannon he usually does Debbie only runs, so he just does cabin fights too. So it wouldn't really be a fair race if they're doing cabin fights for Immortal and I'm doing path fights, because that's going to be so much faster for path fights. But yeah. Otherwise, I gotta stop talking, otherwise I'm never gonna get to bed and I'll be super tired tomorrow for work, but yeah, thank you so much for hanging out tonight, everyone. I hope you all have a great night, stay safe, get a good night's sleep. Right now, the plan is to hopefully be back tomorrow night. I want to finish, well, at least progress on Resident Evil for Chris. Because we're probably gonna be... My goal, maybe, if I can get an early enough start, would be to hopefully get to the lab. So right now, we saved at the start of the guardhouse. I think with Jill, it was about 2 hours for me to get from there to the lab. And then hopefully finish that maybe Friday, then do a Link to the Past rando and a Route Matrix for Mega Man X on Saturday or something. I can definitely do like just like a normal any percent any seed next Wednesday. Can try to pop one of those on. Yeah, right now it's getting a little late and I should probably get myself to bed, especially with the rating out. I talk a lot after that. Yeah, thanks so much, everyone. I hope you all have a great night, and we will hopefully see you next time. And for those of you on Twitch, let's